It's a very fun thing to use on a mix, I think, to just like kind of take it out of the space that you originally had it in and bring it to a new place. What is up? What is up, everyone? This is okay. I just tried to make this video and the audio wasn't recording right, so we're gonna do it again and actually record the audio, maybe, right? This is a video about my new song called Offline. Some people have asked me, what are you doing with the vocals? How are you getting that sound? Is that you singing? So on and so forth. What is the vocal processing situation on this track? So if you haven't already heard it, here is the chorus. And it's maybe worth noting here that we use Varispeed in Logic Pro. After we've done the mix, we speed it up about 10%, and it makes you sound more feminine. So track 27 here is the main vocal. So you can hear it in the song, right? It sounds kind of processed or whatever. We don't have too much going on. We can break it down for you. So we're going to turn off all the effects so you can hear it dry. It's not my time. Let's hear it in the verse with some instruments. So I guess a few things. You can notice the volume is very quiet. And it's, obviously super dry. So without further ado, this is the vocal chain. First thing, we honestly didn't do like any processing. I guess, okay. It's worth noting. That we are using some outboard gear to record it. Probably used the SM57 for this song. I may have used this microphone, the SM7B. I don't remember, but it kind of sounds like the 57 more than the 7B. Doesn't matter. Then we're running that into a Warm Audio WA73. It's like a Neve 1073 clone situation. It sounds really good. I have the tone switch pushed in, just kind of gives it like a little mid-range boost. And then we're running the preamp into a compressor. It's a Hairball Audio 1176 style compressor. It sounds really cool, I think. It's got a lot of vibe. It sounds kind of dirty and saturated. So yeah, we do use those for all of the vocal recordings that I do. So there is some like hardware processing before we hit the DAW. After the hardware, we hit the Metatune from Slate Digital. I would say pro tip, if you don't do this already, give it a try. If you're recording a song and you think you're going to use autotune, put on the autotune when you are recording so you can hear it in your headphones when you are singing. I think it helps you get in the vibe. It helps with your confidence. I think it helps you feel like you can sing if you're not maybe the best singer. Like myself, I think it's way more fun to sing when you have autotune and distortion and a little bit of delay on your voice rather than just the dry microphone, right? Singing into a dry microphone, I think, is like not fun. It feels like work, and I don't think music should feel like work. I think it should feel like vibes, right? It should feel fun. So okay, we'll just turn on the effects while it's playing, and you can hear what happens. Hear that wideness with the tuning. And then the Ableton stock overdrive is adding a good deal of volume as well as some mid-range saturation. And then we have this EQ, pretty basic EQ, little cut at like 480, and then a little high pass filter at like 100 hertz. Nothing crazy. I probably could have done more, right? Probably could have done one of these. Probably could have boosted the high end a little bit, but we didn't. The song is out there. The song is on the streaming services. We're done mixing the song. Okay, so we said metatune, we said overdrive, we said EQ. After that, you will notice in the chorus, there's a layer. This is a layer of my voice. We have pitched it up by 12 semitones or 1 octave, and we are warping it in complex pro warp mode. And the formants are at 78. Watch what happens with the formants. I feel like it's between 70 and 80 is usually a good sweet spot for like a authentic or like realistic sounding girl voice. It's a good layer. It's a good layer in there. And you will notice that we have a little bit more reverb and delay on the high-pitched voice than the low-pitched voice. After that, the 2 vocals are grouped together, and we have a little parallel compression situation here from Arturia, another 1176. All buttons in, just doing some just like adding a little bit of presence and saturation there. From there, we are looking at the effects on here. So we have a reverb. We'll turn on the reverb. The reverb is a little plate from Arturia, little plate, pretty simple mono reverb. We have a slap back delay here. Again, nothing crazy, just preset saturated slap back. You can hear it now. And we'll hear it off. Right? Just adds a little bit of space, a little bit of vibes. And then last but not least, we have this aux 1 track that the whole vocal group is being sent to. This is kind of like some secret weapon. I used to do this trick manually, but it's really tedious to do this manually. So now we have a plugin that does it pretty well. Effects fragments from Arturia, pretty cool stuff. We're using a preset called Fragmental, and I've edited it a little bit, but I don't think we edited it all that much. So it was off, and now we'll hear it with it on. It does some like sparkly ear candy. It's always my fault. So you can hear that. Can we solo it maybe? Or solo the vocal? It's always my fault. That kind of glitchy sound, that's the effects fragments. It's super helpful. I've used it on a lot of new music. Just sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds interesting. And that's it. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. From there, after we've done all the processing in Ableton, we've done the mix, we've got the vocals, close to how we want the sound, bounce the track and out of Ableton and put it into Logic Pro. And here we speed up the song. You can see here, the original tempo was 89 BPM, and we sped it up to 97 BPM, which is 8.99, so about 9%. This is what it sounds like. Speed it up, makes the vocals higher pitched, makes it sound a little bit more like androgynous. That's the final step. Then after that, we sent the entire mix out of Logic. We put it back into a new Ableton project for mastering, but like nothing crazy, just like a couple limiters or something. Um, yeah, that's it. That's how we make the vocals sound like that. Auto tune, overdrive, warp mode up an octave, and then you put it into Logic Pro and use your Vari-Speed. Oh, I guess it maybe is worth mentioning how to find the Vari-Speed. There's a few modes in Vari-Speed. You need to use the speed and pitch mode so that when you speed it up, it's like a tape machine. When you speed it up, the pitch is also increased. Right? Okay, I think we've explained that well enough, right? It's Logic Pro. It's a stock feature in Logic Pro. Sometimes you don't have it. Like if you're starting out, this is probably what Logic Pro looks like default. You just click this little arrow here and you hit custom, and sometimes there's like a menu. Oh yeah, you can get customize control bar and display, and then there's this big menu here, and you're looking for Vari-Speed. It's right here, right in LCD. Just make sure Vari-Speed is on, and then boom, your little Logic Pro display thing will look like this, and you can Vari-Speed it to your heart's content. It's a very fun thing to use on a mix, I think, to just like kind of take it out of the space that you originally had it in and bring it to a new place. All right. Well, good stuff. See ya.